Mobility. Most of us take it for granted.
You ready?
Yeah.
Wasting days and wasting nights.
Nuevo Laredo, Mexico, has a population of more than 400,000 people. And at least 12,000 of those residents are in need of a wheelchair and cannot afford one. The simple act of going to church is not possible for several million people in Mexico. The Knights of St. Mark the Evangelist Parish in San Antonio held a Wheelchair Sunday parish drive and raised enough money to send 400 wheelchairs to their brothers and sisters in Nuevo Laredo. A sea container of 280 wheelchairs was sent for the first distribution. Knights, their families, and fellow parishioners traveled to Nuevo Laredo to change lives of people in desperate need of mobility. Augustine is a former DJ who lives alone, cannot walk, and cannot afford a wheelchair. Only his Chihuahua, Princesa, keeps him company. 2 days a week, he's able to borrow a wheelchair when he needs to go to the doctor.
He said that every day he prayed to God for the wheelchair and also for some situation. I say every day, and I felt that God is helping to me, is giving to me an answer.
Janet is 29 and cannot afford an operation that may allow her to walk. She stays at home using a borrowed wheelchair, caring for her son who is also without mobility. She prays that someday he will walk.
She said that all the money she has is putting in his boy in order to recover his boy, because his boy also can't walk.
Tomorrow, Janet will have her own brand new wheelchair. Virgilio is 57 and was a truck driver all of his life until diabetes took his sight and his ability to walk. He has been crying from the sadness of not being able to go out onto the street and hear the sounds of the world.
He prayed God to have a wheelchair because he could walk very well. He's very tired from his room to here. He was tired.
Wow.
And he said now, with that, at least every day I can go out and listen to people go around. At least that. And every Sunday he wants to go again to the Mass.
Yeah.
That is one of the things.
Dios provea, porque sé que la crisis es que no vas a tener.
We have crisis, economic crisis, and he says it's very bad. What is happening in the future? And now, when we are in the crisis, we have an answer of God. We have our wheelchair. We never thought to have the wheelchair.
Everyone attended a mass at the local cathedral said by Bishop Gustavo Rodriguez in honor of the wheelchair recipients.
In the name of all the people who will receive the wheelchairs, thank you. Thank you to all of you, bringing the charity of Christ.
Following the Mass, Knights from Texas and Mexico worked together to distribute the wheelchairs.
Muy bien, muy contenta.
The Knights from St. Mark's brought prayer cards with the image of Our Lady of Guadalupe for each wheelchair recipient.
Having a wheelchair like this is going to cause him to be more independent and less problems for the people that have to live with him.
To help him.
And he says he doesn't need his legs to continue God's mission. He says they were God's legs to begin with. God has taken him. He's here on earth to fulfill his mission.
I met a boy named Antonio, who his mother had a cane and she could not walk at all. And we just became friends. They look a little sad and they looked a little depressed, and then when they get their new wheelchair, they're smiling like a crazy person. I get to be God's mouth, his hands, his feet. I get to be his eyes, his ears, and I get to experience this. And it's just amazing that I get to do God's work on earth here today.
This is one of the most fantastic experiences of my life. For them, this is liberty, and this is a moment that many of them have been waiting for. I am just so proud of my brother Knights in Texas for them embracing this project. And I think that when they see what the good work that we've accomplished here today, even more of them will embrace the project, and it will become one of the signature projects of Texas Knights.
It totally changed my life, just watching as people are getting their chairs. Every time I go to some of these things, my faith just increases by 100%. I would tell our priests that they need to experience it themselves if they haven't experienced it, and also to be part of the distribution process, to see the faces in these individuals that really need our help.
It was very emotional.
Why is that?
I have tears in my eyes now, because it's the privilege we have of helping these people and seeing the smile on their face.
Lives were changed. Spirits were lifted. And friendships were forged for years to come. The time is now. We can help the poorest of the poor, changing the lives of entire families with the gift of a wheelchair, and giving ourselves the greatest gift of all,